next question is, have you ever experienced dysphoria? How does that affect you?
Yes.
It cripples.
Every day, and it's awful. It was worse before I got on testosterone. It was like constant, but now it's mainly top dysphoria, and if I'm like blatantly misgendered in some kind of way. And
It used to be panic, a lot of panic moments. We couldn't leave the house a lot. There was a lot of hiding in the bathroom, even from me. There was a lot of that, and I realized actually earlier today that that doesn't really happen anymore. You have your days where you're definitely like, no.
Don't look at me.
Right, but there's no crippling, well, I'm sure there is, but there's no outward crippling anxiety of like, I have to be shut away from everyone, which is good. It sucks that it still has to happen, but there's an end in sight. The only time, I don't even like calling it dysphoria, because I watch what my trans friends and my beautiful trans partner go through. I don't like calling it dysphoria, but for lack of a better term, and it's going to sound so stupid, but without my hair, I don't feel like myself. I'm better now that it's longer, but I had no idea the effect that it would have on me. I thought it was just going to be a haircut and I might hate it while it was growing out, but there were times when I couldn't leave the house, and I would disassociate from my own reflection in the mirror, and I would be like, nope, that's not me. That's not a thing. That's not happening. And I would also have panic attacks and just not be okay and feel okay with who I was. And it speaks volumes to me about my gender, because if I identified any other way and wanted to cut my hair off, I feel like it just spoke volumes to me even more that I am who I am, and I need my hair and my femininity. It represents my femininity to me, and it makes me feel better in my own body and just who I am. All right. Talk about children. Are you interested in having children? Would you want to carry a child if that were an option for you? Do you want to be the primary caretaker for any children that you may have?
So our situation,
We can kind of talk about this one together.
yeah, is that we do want to have children.
Right now, we want one, possibly two, but not close together.
So the plan for one of them is to have me donate an egg and have Mara use it and then get a donor for the other part.
Yep. And I will carry. I've always wanted to have kids and planned on eventually getting a donor, be it a friend of mine or from a sperm bank, and just be a mom on my own and just live with me and my kid. But then obviously meeting Emory, I want to have children with them, and that is definitely something that we foresee in the future.
So now we're just going to do the same thing you said, but together.
Caretaking wise, when we have children, I would love to be in a financial spot where I could just work part-time or do booth rental and just make my own hours and be with my kid most of the time.
I think what matters more is that if you were having the child, obviously I wouldn't be having the child, but if you were giving
Right.
birth, you would need maternity leave, and then it would just make sense for you to continue staying with the kid, I guess. But whatever would happen best would be the thing.
The next one is talk about money. Is it important to you to provide for a family financially if you choose to have one? Is it important that you earn more than any partner you may have? Do you prefer to pay for things like dates? Are you uncomfortable when others pay for you or offer to pay for you?
I think for me, ideally, I would want to be the primary money provider. Not like I wouldn't want you to make more money than me, but I would want to make enough money where you can stay home for an extended period of time with a kid and we'd be absolutely fine. I would like to make a lot of money and enough money to where you can comfortably take time off and have the baby and take as much time as we need and do all the things. And I'm also not bothered by you making more money than me. Like right now, she makes more money than me. That doesn't bother me at all. But I would want to make more money. Like, that would be nice.
You want to make more money for yourself so that you can financially help me. I don't like the terminology provide for, even though that would kind of be what you were doing. You would want to be there to help when I have a kid.
Yeah.
But I don't want you
I
to
guess that
provide for me. Like, because even when I take time off and I have a kid, I still want to be able to, like, go to the grocery store with my own money and buy my own things, you know? Like, I don't want to be the little woman. Do you prefer to pay for things like dates? We have a pretty equal playing field when it comes to paying for dinners. I will say Em probably pays for more.
Not much.
No, not
It's
by a
probably
lot.
like 65-35.
Are you uncomfortable when others pay for you or offer to pay for you? No. The only time it makes me uncomfortable is if it's not Em and it's like a friend who I know is financially struggling or something, and they're like, no, let me foot the bill. And I'm like, please don't do that. But when Em does it, I'm like, okay.
Actually, I am uncomfortable sometimes, but not because of a gendered thing, because I just don't want you to spend that much money on me. You know what I mean? Like, if we'll go to a store or something, and she'll be like, I'm gonna buy you something, and then I'm like, never mind, I don't want it. Even though I did want it, because I just don't want you to spend
I always buy it anyway. Yeah, that was it. Is there anything else you want to share about your experience with gender?
Yeah.
Shooketh.
There are so many things that I, like, didn't expect to change when I went on T. I wanted to make this video with you, not just because it was easy, but because it's interesting to hear about everyone's, like, path in gender and how that works for them. And, like, you can't, even things that you don't think are related to gender might be. Like, today I posted on my Instagram and talked about how my neck, I didn't realize that I had, like, dysphoria about my neck being too skinny. Like, I'd mentioned it, but I didn't realize how bad it was. And, like, I realized that my neck was a gendered thing to me. And it's just crazy how, like, stuff that you don't even realize can be gendered sometimes is. And sometimes is for people that aren't you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Like,
crazy, too.
I don't know. I just thought that was relevant to me.
Yeah. And it's funny that you say that, because I always felt, without really talking about it or, like, saying it or anyone else telling me, I always felt like me having the kind of, it sounds so dumb, but the kind of butt that I have, it's not, like, it doesn't go out. Like, it's just kind of like, there's not much there. But no, I'm serious. I've always felt like I had a very masculine butt.
I think it's nice.
And also my hair. I don't feel feminine. Even right now, I feel less feminine than I would if my hair was, like, just here. But it's just, like, someone else telling me that I had a masculine something made me be like, oh, I have a masculine something. And then I would get insecure about it because I want to be a flower.
It's hard to own.
But, like, a barbed wire flower.
Anyways, thanks, you guys, for watching this video. Like this video if you liked seeing Mara on the channel. Comment any questions or video suggestions for the future, and subscribe to see all the other guys on the channel and myself every Friday. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.